Hey friends, it's so great to be with you to share some of my top tips and techniques on how you can create with the beautiful Mushroom Cottage Collection. Now, I don't know if you've seen this collection or not, but this is a beautiful one-of-a-kind collection that allows you to create those super cute and whimsical kind of fairy garden-like card using some iconic mushrooms and little fairies and little scenes to really make a beautiful shaped card. You can do little magical scenes. So today this is the card that we're going to be creating, but I am going to show you some other projects that have been created with this just before we get started. This one, what I love is not only do you have a shaped card, you have an easel card element, it flattens beautifully for mailing, but then you also have this shaker element on the top. So we're going to have a jam-packed video completely full of all things from shaker cards, shaped cards, and easel cards, plus coloring and so much more. So before we get started, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of some more samples that have been created with this beautiful one-of-a-kind collection. So as you can see, you can create these beautiful, beautiful mushrooms as main iconic images. You can embellish them, you can highlight them however you want, and then you can also create these little fairies with these delicate vellum wings, add them to your card, and it just creates this most adorable little scenes. If you got the poppy collection, you can sit those little fairies on the poppies, pair it with the little mushroom houses, and you just have such an amazing, beautiful one-of-a-kind cards that you will not only just have so much fun creating, but that your friends and family will love receiving. So before we get started, we'll just take a look at the stamp set that we're using first, which is the large Mushroom Cottage. This has 4 stamp sets in it, plus the coordinating die that cuts all those pieces out. The die does have 8 pieces to cut all the little components out of the large mushroom, so you can accent 3D those and just have so much fun with it. This one also has the vining leaf, the little snail, and the frog in it, which I absolutely love. So to get started, what I want you to do to create a shaped mushroom card, it's totally up to you how you can do how you want to do this. You can also create these beautiful easel cards that will just, flatten down for mailing as well. So lots of variations just based on how you want to create your cards and these little magical mushroom scenes with those little fairies. So with this one, we're going to do the shaped card to start with. So all I want you to do is take a folded piece of cardstock that is larger than this die, and you'll run that through your machine. When you run it through the machine, you'll just want to have a gap on the top so that it does not cut out the fold part. Run that through your machine, release that die from your cardstock, and then you can kind of pick your halfway point. Doesn't really matter. You can, somewhere in this stem area, you'll pick the halfway point and fold that, and that will create that easel base that you can go ahead and layer this mushroom piece on top. Now, when you color this mushroom, you can do some really beautifully coloring techniques. Most of the cards in front of me today were just colored with inks. A lot of them were colored with just various combinations. However, you could also color it with markers if you are a colorist. I'm going to grab my sponge dauber using the carnation red ink, and we're just going to go ahead and color the stem. Now, one of the things I've found is I do like to make the stem a different color than the top part, so it adds a little bit more of a differentiation when you are coloring it. So just kind of go very lightly on that stem. You can make it brighter or lighter, however you want, and you're just going to go ahead and just add a little bit of color in there, okay? And you'll just fade that in, and you can add as much or as little as you like. We're just going to go ahead and add just a little bit more of a red along these edges just to kind of brighten that up a little bit. And you have that beautiful mushroom already to be decorated. So when you look at the original card, this one's going to be, mine's going to be just a little bit different. There are multiple layers of this mushroom cap that we have on top to give it a little bit more dimension. So what you want to do is die cut one more mushroom and just use the top, and then stamp one more mushroom, and we'll use a stamped version as well. So what I want you to do is take that one mushroom cap that was not stamped and stamp a sentiment on there. This is going to be your base for your shaker card. You can sponge around the edges. That just makes that when you see through the edges because of the dimension that you don't see white. I'm going to put foam dots on the bottom, and then we're also going to go back and add a little bit of hot glue and just glue that cap directly down on the top, and we'll have a little bit of dimension on the bottom of the cap. So I do like to do this with my mushroom houses to create a little bit of separation there, and it adds a little bit more depth and dimension. Our next step is going to be adding the shaker element, and I used our small and large oval to be able to cut these pieces out. So once you have cut out this oval from the center of the stamped mushroom cap, just go ahead and you're going to glue a clear window to the back of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. I cut my clear cardstock just a little bit larger, so we're going to go ahead and trim that off with a scissors. So go ahead and just clip. And this is what I do to create my shaker elements for my cards. You'll just add your window element, and then you'll add your foam strips. Now the key when you're creating a shaker card like this, it just adds a fun little kind of playful element, especially to the mushroom cards when you're creating these little fairy gardens and have these little fairies flying around with these little petite vellum angel wings. Just go ahead and start putting in these foam strips. So the main thing with this is that when you go around these ovals, that everything is sealed off like a fish tank. So you just kind of curve that around. I'm just going to grab a large strip here, and we will see how well it curves. We might have to clip it and then just restart it again. So just kind of do that all the way around. And we'll just clip this right here, and then we'll just kind of create a little seam. So you can go ahead and just bring that last strip kind of at a sideways, something similar to that. So once that's completed, you can go ahead and just pull away those foam pieces, the release paper, and then this is ready to be layered right on top of that stamped sentiment, and then we can continue to decorate. So before we go ahead and close this, you're going to use your element of choice. Today we're using a crystal glitter. I'm going to put this into my tidy tray, and we're just going to put a small pile of that right in the center. Maybe that's a large pile. You can always kind of remove the excess if you feel like it is too much, but then we're going to go ahead, just make sure that this pile is very much in the middle so that your foam does not rest on top of it. So we're going to go ahead and just hook this right into place. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Make sure that that foam is down completely so that you don't have any leaks. And then you can just shake that around. I might have put a little bit too much glitter in, but you can experiment on yours and how much you want to put into yours. Your next step is going to be adding your decorative element. We just took one of our decorative dies. If you have a question on that, we've added the product links below. So for quick and easy ordering, but you can go ahead and just glue this in. I'm just going to do a little bit of gluing in the center and the outer edges. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on top, and I just realized something. Hang on a second. I was going to show you how to finish coloring this piece. I did not do that, so let's do that. For the top, I just did a little bit more of a darker red, so let's just continue finishing coloring this. So you can go ahead and just go around this base, add a little bit darker around the edges, and then just fade it in lightly. So you can really kind of customize that shading, and you can do two-tone coloring. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live where there's two-tone coloring, where I blend lots of different colors together so you get a little bit more of an idea of how you can do that. And I'll be doing this card in that Facebook Live. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and pop this white piece on top that gives that decorative background accent, and then add this oval. And what I love about this is a really tiny card that comes together so quickly. And then you can also go back and you can really, add it to a larger card bases and make as large cards as you prefer. So you can go ahead and just shake that around. You've got your glitter in there, you've got your sentiment. And then you can continue to accent this however you prefer. So for this one, we have this cute little accent house piece, which is actually featured on the top on this specific one, which is kind of hard to see because we put our die cut image with the oval in there. So you can pop that back in there if you wanted to. You can go back, you can add pieces of this little vine. This is a great filler accent that I absolutely love as a filler with the fairies, with the little mushrooms. And it's great to just really make that little scene come out very naturally and just use it as a beautiful filler. So once you have this on, you can then go back and add the little windows, bend those little shutters. And what I love about this is whether you are a beginner or an advanced crafter, you're going to be able to get the same beautiful results every single time. And it's just really kind of done for you. You just kind of follow the design, add those pieces back on where you want to have extra dimension, add your coloring, and you can create the most magical little scenes. And I just love it. It's great for the young and young at heart. This is a doorway. You can kind of create a little bit of a crease on the edge and just add just a dollop of glue right along that edge. Pop that on the side and you have a door that's kind of standing open. And then you can go back and you can add some little, like the little dragonfly, the little leaves here at the base so that that card stands up. And then if you wanted to, you could cut out another little oval from the paper collection. I can't wait to share the paper collection with you. It's so, so adorable. And there is a little dragonfly in here as well, which is just a beautiful accent piece to just finish that card up. So as you can see, it's a very beautiful way to take your crafting to the next level and create those beautiful one-of-a-kind cards that your friends and family will love and that will bring so much joy and happiness into your craft room as well. Before I go, I wanted to show you the rest of the items within this collection. So like you saw, we just used the large mushroom cottage, which comes with the largest mushroom, plus the leaves, the snail, and a cute little froggy. And then the die has 8 pieces, and that cuts out some of the parts of the mushroom window. Within this collection, we also have mini mushroom cottages. So with this one, we have 5 different sizes of mushroom cottages, and this allows you to do a lot of layering because there's lots of sizes from like oblong to sideways. So you have width and length, which allows you to create those beautiful scenes very easily. And you'll see that on this card. This card is a great example of how you can really use the length and different styles of mushroom houses. Add your little snails, add the small mushrooms, add your little fairies, add vellum wings, and just have fun with this. Like I said, this one we'll be doing on a Facebook Live, and we'll show you how to create the scene and how it will flatten for mailing as well. So that's a great way to create those beautiful little scenes. You can pair it with the poppies and add those amazing little fairies. Aren't those just darling? Those come in the set called Mushroom Fairies. There's 4 pieces in here. You've got 3 different styles of fairies plus some fairy wings. And then we have the coordinating die that cuts those out as well. And then we have what we call the Mushroom Cottage accents. This one's a must-have. Like, seriously, I love how this fairy is flying. You've got the little gate, and then you've got lots of little fillers that will really help the scene become complete. Plus you've got your little dragonfly in there as well. And the little fairy that's flying, you'll notice that she is perched on top of the large mushroom quite a bit. And you'll see her fluttering around quite a few of the card samples that I will be showing you. So with these, you can always have the mushroom houses in the back. You can have a dimensional piece where you have the fence and then the little fairy sitting on the fence. So just use your creative imagination and have some fun with it. It's also super fun to have those fairies sitting in a floral accent if you're going to be hand giving the project, and then just add some smaller fairy houses and accents with this. Here's another beautiful shaped card using the large mushroom cottage plus that little angel, or I call them angels. They look like little fluttering angels. These fairies on top with their vellum wings. It's just magical, all the different coloring. Like if you're a colorist and you want to do some really detailed coloring, you can always do that. Super, super pretty. All the different variations and styles you can create. Don't you just want to live here? It looks so carefree, so happy. The problems and the concerns and the worries that we have with just all around just disappear, and everything is happy in this mushroom cottage and fairy wonderland. So here's another one. I like the simplicity of this one. You just got some flowers with a little girl perched right on top. So you'll find that you'll be using the mushroom cottage for so many different accents with some of your main florals as well. Here you've got the large mushroom cottage on a 5x7 card with a little fairy that's flying across the card with a sentiment just for you. Here's another one that I absolutely love, how the flowers are on the side, plus the mushroom house in the center and the little fairy. She just looks like she's just contemplating and thinking about the message that is on that card. Here's another one. I'm using the gateway with a Just For You. Beautiful, beautiful fairy wings on this one. And then here we've got one that's on an A2 size card. Don't you just love how the poppies frame this little girl with her little curls? And then you've got those little mushroom houses down here on the side as well. Here's another one that's super simple, easy to do, utilizing the papers. I can't wait to show those to you at the very end. They're super, super pretty. And they just have those magical little mushroom cottages and fairylands just in the background. So it really allows you to use it as a backdrop and create those quick and easy cards. Love how this one, you've got the little fairy down here with the fence, and then you've got the little frog sitting on top. And she just looks like she's there talking and having a great conversation, right? You can also use the elegant centerpiece dies, create shaped cards. Super, super pretty how those come together. And look at this. These little mushrooms are hanging upside down from the top. So it just looks like this magical little scene that you just want to hang out all day and just have fun. So can't wait for you to experience the joy of creating with these. This is the Mushroom Cottage paper. This is a super pretty, a little bit more of a vibrant color collection. You've got lots of scenes that you can use with your window accents, decorative dies. You can cut these apart. This is the paper panel I used for the card I was showing you with the scene of the mushrooms that we're doing on a Facebook Live. So lots of variations just based on how you want to put them together. And then there's sheets completely colored, ready for you to just die cut out and use on your cards, plus card panels that serve as amazing bases that you can just glue down, add some extra accents, and you have a card that is quick and easy. And these tags are perfect to stamp those sentiments. So hopefully this inspires you to utilize your creativity, have fun creating with the Mushroom Cottage Collection. I've added the links below for quick and easy ordering. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Bye.